Hi and welcome to my kitchen. I'm back in New York, so hence necklaces again. I'd like to tell you about Chof Av in Almaty. When I was there last week and I recorded, I couldn't really talk because I was by the Tzion of Reb Leivik. I need to tell you about Almaty. It was incredible. First of all, I was invited by Chof Av of Israel to come along with, there was I think 52 other women. There must have been close to 1,000 men, because this was 75 years of Reb Leivik's yahrzeit. Once you got to Almaty, the whole thing was covered by two incredible people, Reb Avi Shaulzon from Florida and Reb Shmuley Stern from Crown Heights. And when I say covered by them, I mean meals like in Israeli hotel, breakfast, lunch, supper, biyad rechovo. It was unbelievable. Every 15 minutes there was a van going to the Tzion in case you missed it. We were at the Ramada. Did you ever think that Almaty has a Ramada? There were 3 hotels like that. There were so many people that they took over 3 hotels. The banquet was beyond incredible, simcha, and I just kept thinking, al apom va'al chamosom. We were here chassidim, back in Almaty, dancing and besimcha, and with chassidus flourishing, and all the things that they wanted to do went exactly the opposite way. Thank you, Hashem. And then I have to tell you I find the most incredible story. We left Lud, you have to come with me. We left Lud at 1:30, was our flight, supposed to leave at 1:30. Our connecting flight, 3.5 hours later, we were connecting in Kiev, and we only had 1 hour and 20 minutes to make it to the next flight. There was only 1 flight a day to Almaty. If we would miss the Monday flight, the Tuesday flight was totally sold out. Now, the people that did it for us knew that we had to make that flight, or else the next day flight was sold out. We would have to go back to Israel. The Kiev flight, because the Israeli flight kept being pushed off, the Kiev flight would leave before we got there. Lubavitch is one family. We have people everywhere, Baruch Hashem. And so one of the people that was in charge started to call all the shluchim in Kiev to see if they knew anyone who could push off Ukrainian airline flight to Almaty to wait for our connecting flight. He called and he called and he called, and nobody answered the phone. But he left messages. Do you know why nobody answered the phone? Because just at that time, Bibi Netanyahu, came to Kiev, and he was meeting with the now Jewish president, I think it's called president, not prime minister, of Kiev. And they were in the middle of the reception, and the shluchim were all there. And next to them, sitting with Bibi Netanyahu and the president of Ukraine, was also, are you ready? The owner of Ukrainian Airlines. When the shliach opened his WhatsApp or voice message and heard that there were 55 Lubavitchers on that flight, and they're going to miss the flight to Almaty, and there isn't one for the next day that we could get on, he walked over, or maybe even just leaned over to the owner of Ukrainian Airlines, and he said, "Can you help us?" He said, "Sure, give me 5 minutes." When our plane landed, in Kiev, there was a stewardess standing outside and said, "Everyone to Almaty," that's what they call it today. "Everyone to Almaty, follow me." And we ran through, well, I didn't exactly run, but we went very quickly through the airport. And the plane waited for us. Thank you, Hashem. Just small little things. The stay there was beyond. The Farbrengens were over the roof. It was 48 hours of total Chassidish bliss. It was, and I hope that everything that we went to ask for was mekuyim. On my way home, I got onto the plane, and I had a terrible seat. It was in the middle of 4 seats, the middle seat, terrible. And behind me was Reb Shalom Mordechai Rabashkin, also in a terrible seat. I turned to him and I said, "Du bist schon gesessen in ärgere Plätze. You already sat in worse places." We both started laughing, and you know what? The rest was fine. So my little words to you are, when something is difficult, find something light, find something funny, find something easy, and breeze through it. And now, this is goodbye. I will not be doing this anymore. And if you ask why, I really need to tell you. This program is being done by, filmed by Ma'or, the children's videos about the Rebbe. Ma'or's office is the one that does it. Ma'or happens to be my son-in-law, Reb Chano Chaskin. But they do it. It costs them money. It costs them time. It costs them work in the office. And I'll be honest with you, there weren't enough sponsors, which means that it cost them more than just, it cost them mamish. I don't want this to cost them mamish. So, thank you to all of those that meet me on the street and say, "I love your program." Thank you to the wonderful family, I don't want to say in which city, who told me that they needed to do a party for their mother, who was a very big milestone, and she loves my program, and would I please come and be the guest of honor? Sure I would come. And when they walked in and I was sitting, they were flabbergasted that I mama showed up. Of course I showed up. And to all of those that meet me on the street, especially if I'm walking with my children, and say, "You're wonderful." You know you want to be wonderful in front of your kids, yeah? Thank you. I appreciate it very, very much. I appreciate every guten Wort. So, for now, seid gesund. Thank you very much. Beverchas Mashiach immediately. And thanks to all the ladies from my Ukrainian group that sponsored the last program. Thank you. Seid gesund. Und aksiva v'chsimateva. Thank you very much.